Alright, hello everybody. Starting the stream here. I just want to make sure that my audio is working correctly. So bear with me for a second while I check that. Alright, my audio is working. I just want to make sure everything was up to par. But here we are in the Panther Clipper. I just got this a few hours ago. Paid for the Stellar Edition, although I got just the basic skin on it because I really didn't like the gold. But very excited to get going with this. I've used it on a couple of runs for some cargo, trying to colonize a new system, and yeah, so let's get to that. So right now we are in the Antlier sector, FLY C6. We are bringing some steel to our colonization ship. About 18%, I think, or a little bit more than that, done with the oh, never mind, we're not in that system yet, we're just headed there. But yeah, so currently we are in Antley sector JWWB1, I think. And we're just taking some supplies to our colonization ship. I might have to turn down this volume here so you guys can hear me, because I know the last stream it was actually pretty loud. So I'm just going to check it again here real quick. Okay, it doesn't seem that bad. Just gonna tweak the settings here. Just so that the audio from my mic is a little better. Alright, here we go. I'm very excited for the Panther Clipper. Right now my loadout is mostly cargo, although I did swap one 5 size optional internal for a frame shift drive booster. Everything is D-rated except for my frame shift drive, power distributor, and then I've got a grade 1 FSD range engineering on it, so that brings our range to about, let's see, that brings our range to 25 Latin and 38 unladen, which is actually fairly good for exploration. I was actually very surprised. Unladen, it was like 38 light years with the engineering, which honestly tells me that come Distant Worlds, there might be some people that take the Panther Clipper out into the black for the Distant Worlds expedition. Honestly, I think I might do it too, because I think they recommended like 33 light years was the minimum required to join, just because of the constraints of when you're jumping out near Beagle Point. I know it's one of the stops. There's like a dead zone of space out there where there's not a lot of stars, and so they recommend you have at least 33 light years of range, so you can at least try to navigate, although it'll be with some difficulty. Now I do want to try to get this Panther Clipper engineered to grade 3, so that way when I'm not out exploring, if I decide to take this exploring, I can get rid of that 5D or 5H frame shift drive booster, and I can fit that with another 32 slots of cargo space, because I do really want to get the most bang for my buck here. So I think I paid like $40 for like the 51,000 arcs, so I could get the Stellar Edition, because I don't know, I just figured I'd get the one with all the perks on it. Change our loadout here to a... Actually, this one's good, because if we do get, like, somehow theoretically shot down, we'll have a good loadout for ground combat. I'm not running a shield on this. I don't really anticipate getting high predicted. If I do, I'm fairly certain I can get out of it unscathed. When I was in the Type 9 doing these runs, I would get interdicted sometimes, but it really wouldn't give me that much damage, because what I would do is I would drop out manually, so that way there wouldn't be a cooldown, because I figured that they would pull me out of space anyway. So then after I get pulled out, full throttle with boost, and I'd only get like maybe 2-3% damage on my hull and 0 damage to cargo, so I felt like the shield was just negligible. Now, obviously I haven't tested it out on the Panther Clipper. I do think it is slightly faster with the 8A thrusters, but I haven't really seen. I think I might honestly be the same speed, because it's carrying more weight than the Type 9. It's not working. There we go. I hate the Type 7 with passion. I remember when I had it, when I was first starting out with Elite, before I could afford a Type 9 or an Anaconda, I was going with the Type 7, and the thing I hated the most was the overheating, because you try to reduce your power plant size so you can maximize your jump range, and because the power plant was smaller, it heat up faster, and I just hated it. And it would, like, every single time I launched into a different system, I'd come out of it steaming hot. So glad I don't have to deal with the Type 7 anymore. I am going to turn on the in-game music so it's not as silent, so you can just add to the ambience. Not bad. So we're about 30% done, and honestly, I think we might be able to get substantial progress. I'm gonna aim, so I was gonna do like an hour of streaming, and I'm gonna aim for like 50%. Fairly certain we can do that. All we've got to do So far at this station that we're getting from is steel and titanium. I'm pretty sure in the next 2 runs we can knock out our steel. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Just trying to make sure I don't hear the music in the background, so I don't know what it is. It's a good thing I did that. The one thing I'll say about having this FSD booster, it really does help. Especially, I guess, in this area, because I've got 3 colonized systems in this sector. As you can see here, 3 of them here, or these 2 here, have already been colonized. This was my first attempt, and as you can see over here, really far away. I didn't like the system mainly because, let's look at it. I don't think it had to do anything with the actual planets that were inside. Because honestly, I might go back to this place. Because honestly, I could make this into a high-tech system. Because of the gas giants. And honestly, I do want a high-tech place. This is the system with the most slots that I've ever seen of all my systems. The only reason I didn't like it was because there were not a lot of places to get supplies. Now that might have changed with the most recent updates. So I kind of abandoned this. This place, I think I have one. I don't know where it is. Here it is. No, this isn't it. Oh, here it is. Cooper Terminal. It's really far out. That's another reason I didn't like it. But anyway, going back to our other colonies, the most recent one I did was this one, JWWB14. Fairly good placement. It's 1 jump away from the main station that I go get all my supplies at. It's going to be mostly an industrialized economy because of all of these ice worlds. And one thing that I'm going to try to build, I don't even know if this is a game mechanic that we can influence, but this is going to be a mainly industrial economy. And then going back to this other one over here, this one is over here. I believe this is also going to be industrial because it's mostly ice planets. Actually, no, some of these are... Let me see, is this a high metal content world? Yeah, it is, high metal content. So, yeah, so these are... I'm trying to basically build like a small little economy between these 3 systems here. I'll have 2 industrial and 1 extraction, or 1 industrial, 2 extraction economies. I'll see if they can kind of feed off of each other. So that way we can kind of build our own little empire over here and get things going. Uh-oh, we may need to go refuel. Unless I selected the wrong location. Yeah, I did. That's why. There we go. go. I still don't hear any of that background music. Maybe it's just me, I'm deaf. There we go, now I hear it. Maybe it just took us jumping to a new star system. It's a little jerky. But I like it though. Compared to the Type 9, this thing rolls on a dime. Yeah, I think it is fairly maneuverable. I wouldn't say it's as maneuverable as the cutter. Granted, I've never had the cutter, but I've seen videos of people in it. I definitely think cutter's a little bit more maneuverable. Maybe that's just because of the sleeker design, but also it doesn't carry 1,000 tons. So, yeah, we are aligned with Felicia Winters. I started my own squadron. Honestly, I think that might have been a mistake because I don't think it's going to go anywhere unless people start joining it. Obviously, we're not anywhere in terms of ranks for trade or exploration, which are really the two things that I do. I don't really do power play, but it's alright. But I hope people checked out the stream yesterday for ATS. If y'all didn't, then it's still up there. So go check it out. I'm going to be making some more videos for ATS and ETS. Or, I'm not sure about ETS too, but especially when they're... Let me see. I think I'll make some videos or a live stream for ETS too whenever they come out with the coaches update. Because honestly, I've been looking for a bus simulator for a while, but like, there's only a few very good ones out there. We can go ahead and cue some Galnet news so we can have a little something to hear while we're docking.
Launches the Panther Clipper. Peterson has officially announced the release of the long-awaited Panther Clipper, with an initial run deployed for purchase amidst ongoing production issues. The Panther Clipper is described as the largest and the most advanced heavy freighter currently licensed for civilian use. With a focus on maximum cargo capacity and long-range endurance, it is expected to redefine logistics operations for independent pilots, corporations, and faction-aligned haulers alike. Final specifications include a maximum cargo capacity of over 1,200 tons, giving it the same capacity as a fully laden Type 8 and Imperial.
It's not bad. We're rocking like 1,200. So if it's less than 1,300, then it's not really that bad if we're running an FSD booster.
Peterson offered the following statement: "This is a proud moment for our entire team. The Panther Clipper relaunches following decades of development and adaptation to the growing needs of the pilot community. The new wave of system colonization offers a perfect time to present the Panther Clipper. The ship's launch schedule has been recently confirmed."
Touchdown sequence complete. Dispatching ground crew. Welcome to the station, Commander.
Let's take a look at it on the outside.
By renewed pirate activity, with key supply chains.
This looks beautiful. So yeah, I named my my ship the Nostromo from the movie Alien. You know, I just feel like it gives you that vibe because it's like so humongous. And then I swear to God, if they're doing landscaping outside right now. Yeah, they're doing landscaping outside right now. Sorry about that, guys. Just seems like they do stuff on the most inconvenient timing. But yeah, so it's registration number is RC151 for Rising Corporation. Um, it's like one of the corps that I made a long time ago for Really Dangerous. It's all completely lore. It's not like anything official or anything. But look at this thing. It is massive. And they're not lying when they say it looks like a frog ready to pounce. Alright, let's get back to it.
Has issued an urgent call for independent pilots to secure shipping lanes and deliver vital components necessary for production. The Panther Clipper is available for exclusive purchase initially and will transition to standard shipyard inventories at a later date.
Alrighty, here we go again. Give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure that this freaking lawnmower outside isn't ruining the audio.
Detach confirmed. Regulate speed until outside the exclusion zone.
Alright, so it's not horrible, but it is noticeable if you like put it right to your ear, which is honestly why I love this new mic that I just got. I was talking about it in the last stream. It's the Fifine AM8T. Um, like to me, I'm wearing this headset and I have it on full volume. And I can clearly hear the lawnmower in the background. But when I put my phone up to my ear to see if I could hear it, like I could barely hear it, but it sounded like a hum, like a refrigerator, but very faint. So I'm hoping it's the same on everybody else's end, because it would really suck if like all you hear is just the lawnmower in the background. Honestly, I might turn the volume up on the music just to kind of drown it out a little bit. Because I honestly, I could barely hear the music. And it's already at like 50%.
Federal flight control now offline. Hope to see you again, Commander.
So other than colonization, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing, and I might honestly, I might do it in this ship because we're already at 40 or 38 light years unladen. If I remove all of the cargo modules and I strip it down to D-rated except for the FSD and my life support, then honestly I think we can hit at least 40 something light year range on this thing. Engineered, like with another couple of engineering grades, I think we could honestly hit 45 or 50. I might be pushing the limit on that, but just look at this range. This is only, look, it's 38 unladen, and that's with an FSD booster, 5H, a grade 5, or a grade A-rated FSD with the grade 1 engineering on it, and that's at 38. There's 4 other grades to engineer it with. I can definitely hear that music. It's way too loud now. But yeah, so I definitely think that A-rated, like with all the grade 5, you're looking at least maybe 50, to be honest, and that's like more than enough to go exploring. I think the hauler gets around that same range. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really listened to all the background music, but it's kind of fire. Especially if you're out just exploring, this is some low-key good music to be listening to. Oh, and let's... Oh, maybe we don't want to test out the... what was I saying? I'm thinking about testing out the Super Cruise drive, but I figured we're only 170 light seconds out, so I don't want to overshoot. We'll do it on the way out to see if we can see how it performs. I was rocking a joystick with this earlier, but I was kind of rushing to set up and I forgot to put it on. I had to redo all the keybinds again as well, so I figured I'd just go with mouse and keyboard. Been using mouse and keyboard for like 6 years, so it's not bad, really dangerous. I was considering getting a VR headset, so I might wait till like my next paycheck or the one after to get that, because I really would like to see what Elite looks like in VR. I've heard that Odyssey is kind of janky, like the plane of looking at things from the VR headset is weird, like you gotta change it or something. If you're on foot, I don't really go on foot that much unless I'll be doing like biology. Um, so I might honestly have to test it out. I've heard it looks amazing in VR. Not Odyssey, like the foot, but like just space in general. Um, just great because they would honestly help with that immersion. I'd have to memorize all my controls, which I think honestly I got them fairly down. So I think it'd be a good test to see what it's like. I was thinking about getting the MetaQuest 3S. It's cheaper, and my PC when I bought it said it was VR capable. Now this is again back in 2019, so I don't know how it fares up to today's standards, especially now that it's old. But honestly, I think it can still do it. It's not like Elite Dangerous is that crazy in terms of the load it takes to run stuff. I don't know. I don't know computers. Yeah, look at this cockpit. I wish we could do like a full 360. I know we'd like break our neck, but honestly, I do want to just. I wish we could just like stand up and look in the cockpit. Like I wouldn't really care if the rest of the ship was not in, like didn't have an interior, but if only the cockpit was, that would be amazing. Like to stand up and just walk around the cockpit or the bridge, right? Would be amazing. Just like you could do in a fleet carrier, which tells me like they already know, they already have the skills to make ship interiors happen because they did it for the fleet carrier. If they really wanted to, all they could have done for the fleet carrier was make it to where you load in and you sit down and that's it. But they knew that part of the experience was the jump sequence when you get into the fleet carrier, going to your seat, you know, and staring out into the abyss as the cloud of jump space, whatever it's called, comes out and sucks you into the void. Um, so I think that was one of the main things that got people to enjoying the experience of having a fleet carrier, with all the caveats of the cost and everything. I just feel like it added to it. So yeah, that's one of the things that we're working towards here is getting the billions of credits it takes to get a fleet carrier. Already at 1.1 billion. If I sell off a couple of ships, I could probably bring that to like 1.3, 1.5 maybe. But honestly, all the ships that I have now, I kind of do need them. Actually, now that I think about it, I really only need the Mandalay and the Panther Clipper. All my other ships, they're just, I don't know, I just like them. I do like the Hauler. That's one of my favorite small ships, just because it looks kind of cute. Just so small. Alright, I think 2 more runs and we'll knock out the steel. Yeah, all we're building out here is an industrial or extraction outpost, I think. Oh, that's not that. I don't know what the hell that was. I think I copied a URL or something. Okay, let's see, where are we going? Yeah, so the biggest station I built is in the system. Oh god, it's a system over about 13 light years, I think. It's a. Ooh, look at this! Look at these stars. I have ADHD if you haven't noticed. The other system I built, the Coriolis station, it took me forever to do it, and I kind of beat myself up for building it. I could have waited for the Panther Clipper, but I didn't know when it was going to get released, so. But with this system that I'm colonizing currently, I specifically waited for the Panther Clipper to be released. Although I did kind of still jump the gun because I've only got about 2 weeks left to do it. Which honestly, with this, we could knock this out today, to be honest. I don't want to stream for 3 hours, but I might just continue the stream just to see the completion of the project. Oh yeah, my ADHD self forgot the, we're gonna try the Super Cruise drive or SEO. We're probably gonna overshoot our target here, but it's okay. Look at that. Yeah, we'll come back. Oh my goodness. I mean, I think they all accelerate the same, but Jesus, look at that. 1500 C in literally less than like 5 seconds. Now we are gonna have to use it to get back because we just, look at that, we're like 9,000 light seconds away, so we're gonna jump back. And cut it. There we go. And we'll just let momentum take us. I think one thing I'm gonna do differently than other streamers is I know a lot. I don't know, maybe it's just the people that I watch. They ramble all the time. And it's not bad, but I feel like you don't need to talk all the time to get engagement from your viewers. And I learned this with ATS is sometimes all you want to do is drive and just listen to the hum of the tires as they're going along the asphalt. And so that's one of the things I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I don't want to talk the entire stream. So, there might be times where you're just not saying anything, just doing work. And I think that's the appeal of games like ATS and Elite Dangerous, where it's just, you know, you don't need a lot of talk, you just need action. Because the experience is soothing, to be honest. Like, tell me, if you were, if this game is real, like if this was reality, and people were live streaming, right? I can guarantee you that I would not be. I mean, I could be live streaming, right? It'd just be a 24/7 cam. That's what it would be. I wouldn't be talking all the time because look at all this. I would be taking all of this in because it's just absolutely beautiful. And honestly, that's one thing I might want to do is go on an exploration or expedition with y'all in the future. Um, yeah, I'm gonna save Beagle Point for Distant Worlds 3 though. I think we're gonna go out to the Pleiades sector, go a little bit further out that way, and explore. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the Thargoids are finished. I know we pushed them back. Yeah, we defeated the motherships, right? But that was only 7 ships, right? I'm fairly certain that if they wanted to murk us, they could have. Right? We're talking like they're, I don't know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years old, right? Older than us. And we're barely getting into FTL. Like our ships, they don't need SCO. They don't need different drive systems for cruising in regular space, right? So I'd say they're far more advanced than us, which means their industrial capacity is probably greater than ours. I mean, we can produce a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like 7 that couldn't have been their whole military. They had to have had like hundreds, if not thousands, of mega ships. Um, and if they really wanted to, they could have taken us out. Like I don't. I mean, I know that they saved Earth for the end game, but I think that was mostly a storyline that the devs were trying to do. But to be honest, if I was the Thargoids, I would have hit Alioth, Akanar, and Sol all at the same time right out the bat. I wouldn't have done the whole 7 spread out across the bubble, right? I would have just split them evenly, right? 2 here, 3 there, or whatever, um, so that we could they'd have it be overwhelming. I don't think we would have been able to beat the Thargoids if that had been their strategy, because then they would have gone from the center of the bubble outward, right, instead of from the out of the bubble inward, right, like a normal siege. I figured, shock and awe would have been the best option for the Thargoids if they really wanted to take us out. Also, I need to go to Seoul. We might take a pit stop here and go to Seoul because I have not been to Seoul since the Thargoid invasion of Seoul and the evacuation. I evacuated like 1,500 people from Seoul with like an anaconda. And I still don't know if the Thargoid thing is there orbiting Earth. I figured it would be because, it was massive. Honestly, we might take a pit stop here, guys, because I want to see if it's still there. See how far Seoul is from us. No, it is still there. 202 light years. Let's see how many jumps. 6 jumps. That's 12 jumps. Oh, we could. Let me see here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep hauling. I'm gonna call back my my Mandalay, so that way when we're ready to go see Seoul, it will be ready for us, so that by the end of the stream, we can go look at Seoul to see what it looks like. also be interested to see how the Panther Clipper is um, utilized as a passenger ship, because I figured you could make it into a passenger ship. Although I think I think the maximum cargo slot for a passenger cabin is like 6, so you'll be wasting a lot of space on those 8 and 7 cargo slots.
Federal flight control now offline. You are clear to resume own navigation.
I love the number of slots we've got here. Like almost every planet has slots to build on the planet. Every planet, like it has slots to build in space. I think honestly the next thing I'm gonna do, I don't know, because if this is gonna be like extraction and industrial, I kind of want to build um, an asteroid base. I don't know why I said it like that, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these slots here on the stars, right? I'm going to use those as relays, right? For relay stations, communication stations, installations, and security installations. And all of these things are going to be ports and stuff. Because right now I'm averaging like 250,000 credits from the collection of all of my different places, right? But honestly, if I deck this out, honestly, we might be in the millions here. And it won't be substantial, but who knows? Maybe in the future, like we'll be bringing in like, you know, a lot of money, bringing in all this stuff. Yeah. And I will never get tired of that boost sound. It's just, it's so beautiful. It's so different from any of the other ships. Anyway, where were we with these? Here we go.
Zorg and Peterson seeks. Recent power conflict ends with mixed outcomes. The recent three-way conflict between Princess Aisling de Val, Jerome Archer, and Lyon Rui has drawn to a close, with all parties claiming success. The campaign began with federal and Sirius-aligned forces launching operations into Princess Aisling's territory around the Daikor Candy system, citing concerns
No.
But was somewhat few in comparison to previous victories.
No. Ah, dang it. That sucks. Ah.
Formation has become a validation of federal presence in high-risk border zones. No room. Meanwhile, praised operatives were establishing a viable foothold for corporate oversight in the region. Observers note that while Princess Aisling maintains a greater share of influence in the region, the campaign has revealed security vulnerabilities and heightened local tensions.
There we go.
Attention now turns to whether this
That was nice.
confrontation
Why does it
marks a
always
turning point
get me to land on the
or a
opposite side of
broader
the ship?
conflict. Power play standings. July 3311. This month's analysis of the influence held by key figures in the core systems has arrived, courtesy of Conrad Sterling of Vox Galactica. His latest survey of system
You know what they should do?
suggests the following five powers enjoy the largest sphere
They
of
should
influence.
make
Rank 1.
like a radio station for Elite Dangerous, like they do in Truckers MP with Truckers FM. They should make it like call it Stellar Radio or something like that. And let's listen to some other stuff. Let's become some conspiracy theorists.
most of which attest that it has already been discovered by some kind of sinister cabal, or sole tyrant, which has leveraged its power to establish covert dominance over humanity. Whatever the truth of the matter, one thing remains irrefutable. The legend of Rexler continues to inspire explorers and conspiracy theorists to this day.
Zorgon Peterson, Charlie, Mike, Delta. The Federation welcomes you, Commander. We'd be happy to serve you with this port. Access granted. Make your way to landing pad number 40.
The Dark Wheel.
Oh, they're out there all right. I've never met...
You are go for automated docking. Enjoy the ride, Commander.
But I know they're out there. Think about how well known the stories are. Now think about how easy it would be for some two-bit band of hucksters to pass themselves off as the Dark Wheel and start trading on their reputation. Doesn't happen, does it? Not for long, anyway. Whenever someone tries to usurp the Dark Wheel name, sooner or later they get quietly shut down. And that's how I know.
Felicity Farsi, Explorer. The Dark Wheel is the name given to a legendary group of adventurers, explorers, investigators, and treasure hunters, the existence of which is so lacking in corroborative evidence that it is generally considered a myth. The group is often mentioned in connection with the equally unsubstantiated Graxler. Those who believe in the existence of the Dark Wheel consider it to be a continuous and clandestine organization, operating since the very earliest days of interstellar travel. According to the lore, only a handful of the bravest and most competent pilots of each generation are honored with an invitation to join the group. It is a futile attempt to contact the Dark Wheel on one's own initiative. However, it is always they who initiate contact, initially in disguise, revealing their true identity only once a suitable test of courage.
Landing operation complete. Dispatching ground crew. Station facilities are at your disposal, Commander.
Skill has been discreetly administered and passed. Opposing theories assert that new members are selected on the basis of marriage, with existing members covertly training their children and revealing the fact of their membership only when the child is ready. Conversely, some members are believed to go to great lengths to prevent their children from ever becoming involved, since the group's secrets are dangerous. According to the self-professed Dark Queen expert Lita Crane, a conspiracy theorist and people's journalist who has painstakingly assembled and archived relevant data, the original group was based in a disused starport, orbiting the 8th moon of an unnamed gas giant. The station was a toroid, hence wheel, and operated with a minimal power output so as to avoid detection, hence dark. Crane believes that this starport is still in use, and is the only means whereby the genuine Dark Wheel can verify its identity. New inductees can examine the records and artifacts preserved
We were in a tight spot, and people came through for us without even being asked. That's what people do. Didn't hurt that the whole idea was rather crazy, of course. That just made them more determined.
Jacques, owner of Jacques Station. Colonia lies some 22,000 light-years from the core systems, and was the first system in the Colonia Nebula to be settled by humanity. The circumstances of Colonia's founding are highly unusual. The system was colonized as a result of the spontaneous actions of independent pilots, rather than through a formal expansion program. The colonization of Colonia began with an accident involving Jacques Station, a jump-capable orbit starport. In May 3302, the station executed a long-distance jump to be deployed, but when it failed to reach its destination, it was feared lost. In June 3302, an independent pilot discovered Jacques Station in the EL-Pru RST D394 system, suffering from technical issues and effectively stranded. The galactic community reacted swiftly, launching an independent
Detach confirmed. Regulate speed until outside the exclusion zone.
supply drive to restore the starport to functionality. The relief effort soon exceeded its original objective, and many of those
One
involved
second, I gotta
began
change
to
my
see
seat
this
here.
system as a chance to establish a new community, far from the wearisome conflicts and entrenched viewpoints of the core systems. Talk of a permanent colony went from light-hearted speculation to serious planning. In September 3302,
That's better.
the EL-Pru RST D394 was formally renamed Colonia, and the first permanent settlement was constructed on the surface of Colonia T33. An influx of migrants boosted the system's population, aided financially by the Colonian Council, the region's new governing body, and materially by independent pilots. Colonia is widely viewed as a monument to community spirit and human ingenuity, as well as being the first step into a previously uninhabited region.
Clear the exclusion zone. Have a safe trip, Commander.
Space. Colonia's population is still small, but the region is undergoing continuous expansion and attracting attention from both enterprising corporations and optimistic migrants. To date, Colonia has remained untroubled by the strife that often plagues the core systems, earning it a reputation as a sanctuary. But it remains to be seen if this nascent community will thrive in isolation or be engulfed by political and corporate forces.
Zorgan Peterson launches the Panther Clipper. Zorgan Peterson has officially...
Jeez, this is really long. For a jump, we might crash here. Yay, we didn't. Oh shit. Freak. I was about to say the F word, but we're streaming, so I can't. And we're about to get hyperdicted. Come on, let's go. Yep, there he is. That guy's right behind us. See how it goes. Here we go. There we go. Not too bad. 90% damage. Make sure cargo is still good. Yep. Are you freaking kidding me? Come on. There we go. Made it. I want to see how much money we've made off credit off of trading. 858 million, not bad. Okay, it's not sinking. That's weird. There we go. One more run and I think we should be at 50%. That's crazy. I started at 12% today. Now we're at 50. I can't imagine we would have been here if we were using the Type 9. It would have taken us honestly double the time, to be honest, because even though I could carry like 700 and something with the Type 9, I would have to do like 2 jumps to get to where I wanted to go sometimes. Because this is almost double the cargo. Almost. Let's customize some of our loadouts here. Uh-oh. That's nice. Alright, so what we'll do is we're gonna finish this one run, come back, go to Seoul, and then come back, and then we will call it a day. I think after we finish this station, um, I will probably build a planetary port or a settlement to start extraction so that we can build that link between the planet and the orbiting station so we can start getting kind of an economy going.
Sorgon Peterson, Charlie 9 Delta. You're clear for approach, Commander. Hit request and enjoy your stay. Approved for access. Please land on pad 10. You are go for automated docking. Enjoy your ride, Commander.
Whew. A little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie, I was up last night waiting for the update to come out, although I didn't quite make it until the. Oh, what was that? I got hit by the arm, didn't I? is happening? Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think it's glitching out here. We might crash. I don't know.
Detach is good. You are go for departure.
Yeah, I definitely noticed it's been more laggy today. Um, I think it might be because of the all the people that are on. I don't know if there's more people on today or something like that. I figured there would be. here we are with our last load of the stream. Hopefully that brings us to 50%. It does, 51, my favorite number, that's great. Alright, we're gonna head back to Pitchell Station, or Pitchell Relay, whatever it's called. And we're gonna take our Mandalay to Seoul. Oh god. I'm not gonna lie, this time, like I said before, this thing moves. No, we may not make it here, folks. Looks like we're gonna overshoot it. Oh, never mind.
Zorgon Peterson, Charlie, Mike, Delta. Station services are on standby for your arrival, Commander. Good to have you. Okay, Commander, make your way to landing pad number 17. You are go for automated docking. Enjoy the ride, Commander.
here we go.
You are go for departure.
Here we go. Return to Seoul. And like, I don't know, it's been like 6 months maybe since we've been to Seoul. This is my Mandalay. I call it Grace Maria. It's oh, I guess it's still stuck on that. Yeah, so I call it Grace Maria. It's based off of one of my favorite games, Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. It's the first game that got me into kind of like flight combat sims. I don't know, I really like it, even though a lot of people say it's like one of the worst games in the franchise, but I don't care. Here we go, one more jump until we get to Seoul. It's a perfect intro for coming back to Seoul. Let's go to Earth first. I think it's Abraham Station. let's look at the system map. Here we go. I mean, I kind of want to just look at the Earth. No, that's disappointing. I don't know how to get rid of that. We are gonna go visit that. I don't know if they're gonna blow up or something, but I mean, hopefully we don't die or something. Because I've never actually been. I didn't even fight it whenever they were invading Seoul. But we're gonna find out for science. eternal memory at the cradle of our civilization. We acknowledge the countless lives lost to a conflict which spanned the stars, and even a moment of triumph, as humanity's indomitable spirit prevailed, we stride towards a future made possible only by the sacrifices of so many. You are remembered. You are honored. You are the legacy of humankind. Very nice. I feel like I could be an inspirational speaker. Alrighty, guys. Well, I enjoyed that. It's very fun. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if we go towards this thing, but it was a nice stream. Definitely do another one. I hope y'all check it out in the future. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what it's like. See ya.